I found a theory. What if Dr. Doofenshmirtz... What's
You
that?
remember it's Kim Possible.
What's that?
You don't know?
What's that?
Jeremy, you were not there.
Oh, I was not there.
You were not.
I was not
He
there.
was not there.
I was there for regular show.
Phineas and Ferb has a Marvel and a Star Wars crossover,
Ooh, that's
Nice.
cool.
right?
Candace is actually schizophrenic. Phineas was killed by a bully.
Do kids watch this?
Yeah. Ferb does have green hair. That's a very
does,
good
he does.
point. Ferb would say something, you'd be like, damn.
Maybe we should just give up.
Give up? Give up? The day may come when we'll give up on fruitless searches after a mere 11 minutes, but that day is not today. The day may come when our favorite reptile may be lost from our memories and his enduring love of mushrooms forgotten, but that day is not today. Today we search. We will search for him in the streets. We will search for him in the trenches. We will search for him in the alleys and the mini-malls and the cul-de-sacs of this fair land. We'll search for him in the multi-level car parks and municipal recreational facilities. And we few, we happy few, we small band of brothers and girl from across the street, we shall not cease till he is found.
The saddest episode. It was an episode where they actually got busted.
Yo.
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated, where being evil is not debated. You know what? I should really write the rest of that someday.
All right, to the film lovers.
Yes.
Yeah, we're back again with the Preach Closet.
Again.
So we are going to have a trivia game where you can answer a question and then you get a discount. A discount, my guy. A 10% discount, Tabo.
Discount code that's based purely on your film knowledge
Yes.
and also your fashion knowledge.
Fashion.
You may have just found yourself a discount code for your next purchase.
Yes. Yeah, so the question is...
What is the question?
The question is, my brother, in the movie Back to the Future 2,
Yes.
Marty McFly wore a pair of kicks, legendary kicks. Which brand produced this legendary kicks? Yes. Yeah.
Interesting. If you think you know the answer,
Yes.
head on over to Preach Closet and add all your favorite items.
Yes.
All your favorite items
Everything, man.
to your cart and then put your answer
Put your answer, yes.
as the discount code.
All caps, remember.
Yes.
All caps.
And that's how you activate the code. So to you we say, good luck.
Good luck indeed.
And let's kick it.
What? Okay.
What is up?
How are you doing?
This is the movie show.
On Active TV.
My name is Sash.
I'm Ryan.
Jeremy here.
And my name is Tabo.
And today we are doing another fan theory show. Yay! So as you can see behind us, we have a cartoon on the TV. We will not be discussing this cartoon at any point in the show. I'm joking. They were like, oh damn, we missed the brief. Flip. No, I'm joking. We are talking about Phineas and Ferb.
Yes.
Yeah. So Phineas and Ferb is a very well-known, well-loved, honestly, in my opinion, the greatest cartoon of all time.
And I have no idea what these people are talking about.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah, Ryan was pre Phineas and Ferb.
So I'm here because I'm like the non-biased.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm unbiased.
I'm the very biased because I was like,
yeah, I don't know.
Phineas and Ferb was my era. Like
I
I
don't
was
know.
there all the way.
I don't know who that is.
Tabo.
I don't know what that is.
It happened around me, you know.
Yeah.
So I came towards the end,
Okay.
but
Came towards it.
then I didn't have DSTV.
Age was against you and satellite TV.
Yes. But I
Age and
still,
satellite
but I was
TV.
still there on Saturday mornings, so I still caught the
The reruns.
yeah.
And then Jeremy, you were not there.
Oh, I was not there.
You were not.
I was not
He
there.
was not there.
I was there for regular show.
Yeah, you see, by that time, I'd like moved on with my life. But Phineas and Ferb is an interesting cartoon because of the amount of conspiracies that went around it. First of all, Disney originally had a rule where a series could only have 65 episodes. It would not go over 65 episodes. And the reason for that was if you look at the schedule of when they show specific shows, that would work it out that they would have enough time to do the full season and then they would still have enough time to do reruns. So like it was a rule that they wouldn't take it over. The first animation that they extended it over because so many people wrote in and said we want a 4th season, because generally they work on 3 seasons, was Kim Possible.
What's
Who
that?
remembers Kim Possible?
What's that?
You don't know?
What's that?
Before his time. So that was the first one. Then with Phineas and Ferb, they actually went on to do, I think it was a total of 5 seasons. So like it really, really did well. And then the last season, they did like a whole bunch of special episodes. Phineas and Ferb has a Marvel and a Star Wars crossover.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
Nice.
cool.
Right?
That's
like
cool.
they literally go into the Star Wars universe and they go into the Marvel universe. So this cartoon definitely did some crazy things.
I think I'm starting to like it.
Yeah, you must check it out. And what's cool about it, so if we had to break it down in its most simplistic form, this cartoon is stuck in a loop.
What?
Facts.
Every episode has the same format. And we could even argue that the main characters are not the main characters.
Okay, you lost me now.
Yeah.
So the cartoon is called Phineas and Ferb. But the journey, the character arc, the transformation that happens is not with Phineas and Ferb. They remain consistent throughout the entire animation. The 2 people that have the biggest character transformations is Candace, the
Yes.
sister,
Yes.
who's trying to bust them,
Constantly.
and Dr. Doofenshmirtz, who's trying to take over the tri-state area. Those 2 characters are actually the 2 characters that have the most character transformation. So it could be said that this whole thing is actually
about them.
a lesson learned from Candace and Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Powerful.
Cool.
Yeah.
This
Anyway.
is deep.
Okay, but anyway, let's hear some fan theories. What are the conspiracies around Phineas and Ferb?
Okay, so I'm gonna start us off with one of the most obvious ones, and maybe one of the most famous ones. So, Candace is actually schizophrenic.
Can you believe it?
This is called the lost sister theory.
Yeah.
And this theory suggests that Phineas, in particular, is actually dead, and everything Candace sees is a hallucination. In this version, Phineas was killed by a bully, and Candace, unable to cope with the grief, imagines all of his summer inventions. And Linda, their mom, doesn't see anything because it's all in Candace's head.
Yeah. So let me just give Ryan, because Ryan doesn't know like what is happening.
Your kids watch this,
Yeah.
and they probably don't know
but,
that, right?
Well, yeah, that's
So as you get older, you're like,
you're like, wait, what? No, but this isn't the premise of the show. This is just a conspiracy behind how the show, like the inspiration for
No, I get it.
the show. Yeah. So what I heard, right? So what I heard was Candace was schizophrenic. She had to go to a psychologist, but the medical bills were so crazy that the family didn't actually have money. So what the mom did was she then took all of these like absurd things that Candace was saying based on the whole brother dead, now she's hallucinating, etc., and went to Disney, approached Disney with the stories to try and now get money so that she could pay for the... And then obviously the theory is that the character Dr. Doofenshmirtz is actually the psychologist. So Doofenshmirtz was Candace's psychologist. So Candace basically has 2 brothers. They're these crazy inventors, and every day they do something crazy. Like they build like a roller coaster in their backyard.
and she sees this.
She
right?
sees
Sees
everything,
them.
yeah. And she's like trying to bust them. Like her purpose in life is to just show her mom what they did. But every episode, when the end comes, one of Dr. Doofenshmirtz inventions always happens to help get rid of whatever they've done that day that's crazy, just before the mom is able to see. And then, yeah. That's the...
And you see, based off what
This is very humorous.
yeah.
Can I just say, I'm really getting theories of my own here. just hearing these theories.
I found a theory. So, What if Dr. Doofenshmirtz is actually Phineas' real dad? Maybe a long time ago, Doofenshmirtz and Linda, Phineas and Candace's mom, were together, but something happened and they split up. Doofenshmirtz moved away and became a silly scientist, but he still loves his kids. That's why he's always in Danville, causing harmless trouble, trying to cover up for the
So
inventions, backing up, and making it look like it's not intentional.
But it actually is. The way they built up the whole universe, the mom, Linda, and Doofenshmirtz did date. I don't know if you guys remember that.
No.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. It gets even weirder. So they have a pet platypus, right? I did not know what a platypus was. I know what a platypus is because of Phineas and Ferb. Obviously, they're not blue though.
Yeah.
And he's their pet. So they have a pet platypus, and this pet platypus is part of a secret organization of pets that save the world.
Yes.
Is this from the Sisters View again?
No. This is actually what happens. So Perry fights Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Doofenshmirtz illuminate inside him.
So he always is out there making sure that Doofenshmirtz doesn't like do something crazy.
Save the day.
And so he's there to save the day.
On that same vein of secret agents and organizations, I present this one.
Oh,
So, theory number 2. It's called a government cover-up. So, Phineas and Ferb are secret agents.
oh,
So, Phineas and Ferb were part of OWCA, which stands for Organization Without a Cool
name.
Acronym.
Oh, acronym. So it's a very Phineas and Ferb thing to do.
Yes. So number 1 is obviously their extreme intelligence,
Yeah.
which is far beyond that of normal kids.
Yeah.
And then the second one is, why do their projects disappear so efficiently?
Yeah.
Maybe they're actually being confiscated rather than being destroyed by the OWCA because they want to cover up their stuff.
The organization
Or they get used.
without a cool.
Ooh. Or they get used.
Yeah.
And then their stepdad.
Yeah. Ferb, that's why he has a British accent. Ferb and Phineas aren't blood. They stepbrothers.
Whoa.
So Candace and Phineas, biological brother and sister. And then Ferb, that's why he has a British accent, which makes the whole Doofenshmirtz Linda thing even more plausible.
Whoa.
Yeah. Ferb obviously comes in and him and his dad are from the UK.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is insane.
And that's why the dad and Ferb look alike. And then Phineas has the orange hair like his mom Linda. Yeah, Ferb does have green hair. That's a very good point.
Okay.
The things we accepted as normal.
What the heck?
Are not normal.
Yeah.
So it says here their stepdad Lawrence might actually be their handler.
Yeah.
So he's working for the old WCA and he's keeping an eye on them under the pretense of being their father.
That one's crazy.
And then the real reason why Candace never catches them is because the OWCA wipes her memory every time she gets too close to the truth.
It's giving like, you see in Men in Black when they put on their glasses and then they yeah.
One thing I thought was interesting was the theme song starts with there's 104 days of something. So I was like, are there 104 episodes? Because that would have also been cool if they did that. Unfortunately, they didn't. So there's, I think, over 200 episodes, but that also was like a money-making. They obviously, like, Disney milked this series.
yeah.
Like, eventually, the last episode. So if you watch, but the weird part is the way they released the episodes wasn't in like chronological order. But the last episode is actually titled "The Last Day of Summer." That's the ending of the show. There is another episode as well that's like the day we grew up, which is quite an interesting one because you see all of the characters grown up. So Isabella and Phineas are dating. They're going off to college, stuff like that. I think even Phineas and, Dr. Doofenshmirtz's daughter, what was her name again?
Ain't no way.
They get together. Obviously, he always had a crush. What was her name? Whatever her name was.
Vanessa?
I thought that was the last episode because, they grew up, but it wasn't. The last episode is called The Last Day of Summer. And actually what happens is Candace has to save the day. So Dr. Doofenshmirtz creates a machine, a do-over-anator, which then gets them stuck in a time loop. And then eventually she saves the day by stopping the time loop, and then obviously like summer comes to an end, and then that would be the end of the show because the whole show is there's 104 days of summer vacation. If summer vacation comes to an end, then Like they go back to school but also what I liked about the show was when you get to that episode, it ends with Candace sitting with the kids in the backyard, talking and laughing. It ends with Dr. Doofenshmirtz sitting with Norm, his robot, Perry the Platypus, his daughter, and that they're talking. And it's almost like Candace and Dr. Doofenshmirtz found out that life isn't just about achieving what you want to achieve. You know, like for Dr. Doofenshmirtz, it was taking over the Dry State area. Candace, it was busting them. But more about the time you spend with the people around you and your family and friends. And even though, yes, you do cool stuff every day and you achieve great things, taking that time and being very grateful for it because you know that summer will eventually come to an end and you'll have to go back to school.
Yo, here we go again.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's deep, right? And I told you guys this was the greatest cartoon ever.
Yeah, that came out.
My God, are we falling through the cracks too long till we see the back of sunset? My God, we got a dancing with the past, but nobody knows. I never wanna be those people. I wanna see the world keep turning round. I never wanna be those people now. We gon' fly to the moon, and my heart ever alone. Tonight, yeah, yeah, we gon' sit on the moon, and my heart ever alone. Tonight, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the concept of Phineas and Ferb apparently came from Dan Povenmire and Jeff Swampy Marsh, who actually worked on The Simpsons and Rocco's Modern Life.
Oh, that's cool.
Apparently, Dan Povenmire came up with the idea in the 1990s while doodling at a restaurant. He drew a triangle-shaped boy, Phineas, because Phineas has a triangle-shaped head, and imagined him building crazy inventions. He and Jeff then pitched, this is crazy, they pitched the show for 16 years, getting rejected multiple times before Disney finally approved it in 2007. And then the inspiration for Summer Adventures came from their own childhoods, where they spent summer inventing and building things.
Actually, they have one where it also says that Dan's sister kept trying to bust them as well.
Oh, that's crazy. So
and,
it's,
and that's where Candace comes
Candace comes from. Yeah, that's probably the most plausible where Phineas and Ferb came
from. But now
from.
what? No, I'm joking.
Well, what if? And then I also thought that this was crazy. So Ferb, if you look at Ferb's character, right? Ferb was known as not saying anything except for generally one line at the end of the show. And it was often a very deep line. Like, but Ferb would say something, you'd be like, damn.
Steve, where are you? There's no way we can catch him. He moves too fast. Maybe we should just give up.
Give up? Give up? The day may come when we'll give up on fruitless searches after a mere 11 minutes, but that day is not today. The day may come when our favorite reptile may be lost from our memories and his enduring love of mushrooms forgotten, but that day is not today. Today we search. We will search for him in the streets. We will search for him in the trenches. We will search for him in the alleys and the mini-malls and the cul-de-sacs of this fair land. We'll search for him in the multi-level car parks and municipal recreational facilities. And we few, we happy few, we small band of brothers and girl from across the street, we shall not cease till he is found.
That was deep. His character was a main character, but he had less than 200 lines in the entire series.
Whoa.
Like, which is crazy for a main character.
Yeah.
But that apparently was one of the reasons for it, was also because the voice actor is a man named Thomas Brodie Sangster. I love him. He is Newt in Maze Runner. He was also in Love Actually, and he had a very limited schedule because he was obviously working on like other projects, so it suited the studio to only give his character a few lines because obviously he could get it done, but it still added to the show, which was smart. I think that what was cool about Phineas and Ferb was it was just a very creative show. Like they really, like even the songs that they did, the songs were iconic. Like 4. Like if you ask anyone who grew up watching Phineas and Ferb, the intro, just walk into a room with the right people and go, there's 104 days, and everyone was just like the whole song, like literally everything. So yeah, I think that it was a what do you call it? It was a movement of young people that grew up wanting to be inventors and builders. Yes. Yeah. And not go to school.
Yeah. Oh wait, don't do that, kids.
Don't do that.
And enjoy summer vacation. Live life to the fullest every day.
You can't be a builder without going to school.
Facts.
I was Bob the Builder.
That is true. Bob the Builder. That's a whole other
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
that was Phineas and Ferb, the fan theory.
Last theory.
We have a last theory.
Last theory. Have you noticed like the character of Phineas? He likes to invent. Same thing with Doctor.
Doofenshmirtz.
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated, where being evil is not debated. You know what? I should really write the rest of that someday.
What if that's his dad?
Yeah. I think, in my personal opinion, that Candace and Phineas are actually Doofenshmirtz's children.
Children, yeah. Look at Phineas' head shape and look at Doof's head shape. It's a triangle. It's the same.
Wow, cutting deep, man.
It's literally the same.
At least Ferb didn't fall in love with his biological sister.
Oh my days.
At least he's the step, because he obviously fell in love with Doofenshmirtz's daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other daughter. Yeah.
So it can go sideways. It can go weird.
The saddest episode. I don't know if you guys ever saw that episode. There was an episode where they actually got busted.
Yo.
And then they got sent to like this asylum to like brainwash them. Yeah, that was hectic. One of the people, that was a great. Their hair got shaved, and they got sprayed with water, and they got put in a it was hectic.
What happened at the end of that episode?
I think Candace had a dream. It was actually Candace had a dream, and she dreamt about like if they actually did get busted, and when she woke up, she was like, "Oh, flip, never mind, I don't want to bust," because she realized like how sad, because they basically went to like this asylum where they got rid of their imagination.
Oh.
Yeah. They even had a song in that one. They were cleaning the toilet with toothbrushes. Yeah. And then they did, the song where they start like, it was a hectic episode that we were so sad. And then when she woke up, okay, they weren't busted. Crazy things.
Nice.
Guys, watch Phineas and Ferb.
Nice.
I recommend Phineas and Ferb.
Yep.
Yeah, my children will watch Phineas and Ferb. They will.
They will.
They have to. They have to.
They have to.
They will. Yeah.
They have to.
But this has been the movie show. Yeah.
It has been the movie show.
If you have any other theories that you would like us to look into, you know where the comment section is.
Somewhere over there.
Yeah. But until next week.
Cheers.
Peace.
Bye.
The end.